You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys. Good morning. We are here in beautiful, sunny Destin, Florida, hanging, just about a half a mile, quarter mile off the beach, hanging here on the balcony, a little beach house that we rented, and hanging with one of my absolute best friends in the whole world.
The most requested guest.
100% by you and everybody. Getting to hang out with beautiful wifey for life. I think that's trademarked. We got to get royalties for that somewhere. Mm-hmm. But hey, welcome out. How you doing?
Good.
We were just talking before we hit start. I don't think you've been on the show for since, a good couple of months.
Before the holidays, which is crazy.
I was going to say, it's probably been a couple of months at least. What's going on in your world? Besides me rocking it. Because I rock your world. Everybody.
Just, trying to keep us in between the lines while we...
Keep us in the lines?
Keep us between the lines.
What does that even mean?
Like, it's been chaos. Like, I'm just trying to keep us...
How were you feeling? How were you feeling during the chaos?
Not great. The camper, do they want to hear about our life or
We probably got about 20 minutes because Emmy's taking a nap. Then she wants to go poolside. So
long story short, I think we've been living out of suitcases more than we have not in the past 2 months.
Okay, pray tell.
The camper froze. The camper flooded. The camper froze flooded. And then we were just like, you know what? Bye. We had a trip planned to go...
Live in a camper, they say.
Yeah.
It'll be fun, they said.
We had a trip planned to go to Orlando to meet up with some of our friends, not in the lawn care industry or anything. They live in Rhode Island, and we usually meet up with them for a vacation once a year. Then you stayed back for a snowstorm, so we rescheduled that. It got down to negative 15 or something, which is fun.
It's about 5 days.
And then everything
Real
froze.
feels.
So we, instead of going on that trip, went to an Airbnb local so that you could stay home for the snowstorm. And then once that was done...
We had 4 snow events in 5 days.
Yeah. We ended up leaving. We were supposed to go to Toronto for a business trip. Went to the camper to repack our stuff after a week of not being there and walked into water gushing, which is cool.
2 inches of water all over the place.
Yeah. And then did a quick cleanup, turnaround, got some fans, got some dehumidifiers going, called our insurance company, and then went to Toronto. Or was that after Toronto?
No, that was after Toronto.
That was after Toronto. Okay, so...
Then went to Orlando.
So we went around and came back, and then it was flooded. And then we're like, okay, well, we're leaving. And then went to Orlando.
For about 8-9 days. Tampa and Orlando.
It was supposed to be a week. I stretched it to 10 days, because that's everybody has their thing that some people are like, oh, I like to eat ice, like Natalie. Mm-hmm. Or I whatever. My thing is extending trips. I'm really good at that.
Spending money.
If you plan on going on a vacation with me, just book an extra couple days.
Sure.
So we ended up staying for I think 10 days total. And then we came home for maybe 10 days. And now we're back in Florida for another 2 weeks with the Almonds and the Jennings, which is cool.
I'm trying to keep up with Sam Gamble and Troy Clogg's travel schedule.
I guess.
Because Troy goes to Mexico for 3 months.
It's interesting because as the construction goes on, we take out more and more of our mortgage. So we're paying more and more of our mortgage. But to us, this is girl math. I'm we don't have rent or a real mortgage to pay. So we might as well just spend that money on an Airbnb somewhere else.
I want to die inside when you just said that out loud. I do understand your math.
Is the mathing for you?
Well, I mean, you could say you're making your money work for you, whether it's buying other things or paying down other things or reinvesting in the memories other ways.
We've been doing business stuff everywhere we've gone. Our Orlando trip, we actually spent with B&B. We're here with other friends in the industry right now. Toronto was a business trip. So it's not we've just been gone on a vacation. It's a work vacation.
No, we've seen everybody who's somebody, all these different folks, social media or Mark Bradley, all these different people, it's all business.
Yeah.
I mean, in some one way, shape or form. And we've got a lot going on between the house, upgrading CRMs, really focusing our horizons on 24 with what we want to do with growing the company. A lot of conversations. I mean, we've spent more time
This has given us so much time to talk about. I think the last podcast I was on, I was talking about what we wanted to do with the business, resetting goals, what's our next thing, and we've really been able to dial that in the last month or two, especially like the last, I'd say 4 weeks.
And we're still dialing it in.
But we've gotten a super clear vision.
And not only that, but also home stretch for the home. So
that's the other thing is like when we were home this past week, it was like a marathon of home stuff. Like just from the time our feet hit the ground in the morning until like we laid our heads on the pillow at night, we were doing home stuff or business stuff just continuously. Yeah.
It's been a while, a couple of months. Here's what I want to do. Let's debrief a little bit more on the home because it's always fun to give a little home update. And I love having you on the show. But then number 2, let's talk about going into the spring rush from a wife's perspective. What are you thinking? Because I think that's a timely episode and a timely topic. I was just thinking about that while I was having you on earlier is because, a lot of guys right now are going full time or they're getting ready for the spring rush. And I want to hear like what the spring rush means from the wife's perspective. And what does that mean for you and your home front too, especially since we're building our home and life's already chaos. We're already living out of suitcases. Now it's like me going on deployment for 10 weeks, getting ready for the spring rush. So let's do this really quick. Let's hear from today's show sponsors. We're going to pause and we're going to come a little bit back and hear a little bit more from my beautiful wife, Elizabeth Fullerton.
Are you excited about this upcoming season and making it your best year ever? Still not sure where to start with knowing your numbers and running a predictably profitable business? We want to introduce you to a brand new resource called the Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator, available exclusively at the L'Entrepreneur Academy. We're here to help you understand how to recover your overhead, calculate your man-hour rate, price lawns correctly, budget a profitable margin, and so much more. You deserve to have the best information that you can to help you build your business and run it as profitably as possible. Get a handle on knowing your numbers today with the Profitability and Pricing Calculator, exclusively available at l'entrepreneuracademy.com.
All right. Well, we are back and we had our show sponsors and announcements, which we're always grateful and thankful for. Hopefully you guys appreciate not only appreciate, but give us a little bit of latitude. Been pretty chill this last Monday episode, probably this episode, maybe next Friday's, this upcoming Friday's episode. We're on vacation. We really enjoy it. We want to get away from Michigan. It's cold. It's dark. It's abysmal. It's 20 degrees. It's cloudy. And Florida just vibes better, bro. Like,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? It's sunny.
Yeah, bro.
It's sunny. It's 60s and 70s. Disney World or Disneyland, whatever went. That was fun. Hanging with the Albertsons, hanging with the Jennings, the Almonds. It's a good time. We've been having a blast. We're doing a live stream tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern with those 2 guys for our bidding hour for Link, membership, which is growing like I think 175 members. So it's been going really, really well. But first off, give me a little house update. What are you thinking so far on the home? We got about, realistically, we have all of February, all of March, April, and then may or may not have May. So
like I'd say
3 to 4 months.
Yeah, that's
because they're ready for paint.
Yeah, I feel like we go through these phases with the house where it's like, okay, everything's picked, we're good, we're smooth sailing, and then it's like all of a sudden, bam, 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 all this stuff is due for like selections and stuff, and I think we're finishing out the final big round of that. Now we're into like the small details like paint color and wallpaper and like drawer pulls and things like that, like tiles done, flooring's done, all of that those big meaty decisions are done. And now it's like the fun stuff where you start to actually decorate the bones. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So that's fun. I am kind of sad to see it like ending though too. Like this has been our 10 years worth of a goal being completed. And I love a goal, and to see a goal completed is like bittersweet to me because I love also working towards a goal. I don't know. It's weird. I'm in a weird phase with it. Like I kind of don't want it to end. I'm also very excited for it to end because my kids need room to breathe. Like I need room to breathe. Having the barn done, I think is going to be a huge blessing when we get home too, though. Yeah, we've got the pallet racking from Lev Rack coming in the day we get back. And then me and the guys are going to empty out our 4 lockers, get that all situated. We've got new equipment on order. All that mess comes in, and then it's basically spring rush. And if the weather stays any somewhat decent, we could have an early spring potential this year. I hope so. We never seem to get like the only time we've ever gotten an early spring, like a good early spring, it was 2020, and we were shut down. Yeah, that was the last like good early spring. But it was the other day we had all 3 trucks there. 2 of our guys were there, and it, just good. It was 55 degrees. It was like good energy. Sun was out, and like I'm like, holy crap! Like we have guys at our barn. Like this is home base. we have all the equipment, like just finally I feel like we're getting our feet under us. And it feels so good after all of the chaos. There's still a lot more chaos to come, but
all the consolidating will finally be
there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I hope so. I tell you what, like living out of suitcases, it sounds fun and it sounds baller, but I will tell you, we're homebodies, and for us personally, like we would just love to be home, have everything where it's supposed to be. And I don't mind packing up for a trip once in a while, but like,
I don't think I describe us as homebodies, but like I very much took for granted having like a home base where things are where they should be, and
totally,
things are organized. So, anyways,
even the old apartment.
Moving into spring though, that's what we're talking about today, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
give me your thoughts.
I think this year, because we're gonna have a home base and stuff, I like this is just like a practice run for next year's like spring launch with the guys. Like we're gonna start doing monthly meetings with them, and I'm excited to play like den mother. Like let's get the meals together, let's break some bread, let's and talk to them about their goals and make sure that we're all working together as a team. Well, it's been very hard to have that sense of camaraderie with me having the kids, and like you can go to lunches and stuff with them, but like I don't get that same one-on-one like FaceTime with them. So I'm excited to be more around the guys this spring, I think more than I ever have been. And then my goal with Spring Rush is always to just take as much as I can off of your plate. And like we go back into the mode of like, if things don't need to be handled, like if something comes up and it doesn't need like an immediate answer, like learning how to like wait on that and sit on that until it's like a good time to talk about stuff. Like we kind of go back into that mode where it's like, you're not out for deployment, but like it's like a necessities only couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean? And I'm excited to get back out there. Like I feel like winter's cool, winter's fun because we can do a lot more travel, obviously. But I like being in the hunt with you, and I feel most in the hunt with you doing Spring Rush. Like throughout the summer, it's kind of just like all systems go. Like things are just kind of
and we have bigger ambitions and things that we're trying to accomplish as well this year. So it's going to have to be a different leader. Mark Bradley's really been talking about ones and threes. Going from $100,000 to $300,000. $300,000 to $1 million to $3 million to $10 million. He's like, there's different ways you become a different leader. And it's really insightful stuff. And he's talking about like what you have to do to
biggest personal transformations he's seen in himself is from 1 to 3 to whatever. Yeah.
And so as we grow from $300,000 to $1 million company, there's different things and ways that we need to think about, operate, spend our time, what we're focused on, our skill sets, leadership, and so it's going to challenge us to become different people and better people as well.
But I'm excited for that. I love us the most. Like I feel most our best selves when we are like working towards something together. And I feel like we have that. Like we have like this spring is like the beginning of that process. Do you know what I mean?
I do. And again, a chapter is closing in our life, which has taken a tremendous amount of focus, which is building the home. Yeah. And even selections themselves, for the
freaking
love of God,
man,
dude.
Like I love it and hate it at the same time,
folks. Like if you build a custom home, oh my God, blessed to be able to do it. The whole thing, blah blah. A lot of people build a custom home or their own shop, and but man, you literally figure out like every color of hinge and hardware
everything
and paint and trim and the door. I mean, it's all, and then also like, what does it reflect with your budget? Like, do you want to get the one marble countertops for $10,000 or the quartzite, whatever, for $12,000 or this other thing for $13,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, it all makes sense and it's all justifiable. And you, whether you want it or not, it's depending on your ambition or your price and your budgets. And it's like, it's a lot, but at the same point, I personally am excited to be done and just enjoy the fruits of the labor because I want to get back to building my company. And really growing and going to the next level.
I think that's the point that we're at with everything is like we're obviously beyond grateful to be able to have built the house and the shop and everything. Like, but I'm also ready to refocus because we haven't been able to do both.
No,
like, you cannot focus on the business and focus on building as much. Like you just can't.
It's a big
and having the baby. Like we're just it's
2023 has been a very challenging testing year, for attitudes, for our marriage, for being positive, to be hopeful or faithful, that things are going to figure themselves out or budgets are there or money is coming in or the guys are good on the work, so on and so forth.
Spring to me means structure. Like we kind of have it backwards where like most people are like, oh, my kids are off for summer vacation and like things kind of take a backseat where in our business, like obviously like summer is like our
go mode.
Yeah. So spring is like, it's like, it's just different. So it means structure to me, where we like, we get back on like eating at home and like meal planning. And this spring, I think I'm going to start doing, not homeschool, but like more structured time with Emmy to sit down and learn in the mornings and stuff like we were before we moved. Cause all of that's kind of gone out the window the last couple months.
No doubt about it. And we'll actually have a place to do it. Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I'm excited we talked a lot about like Brian and Liz 1.0, 2.0. I don't even know what is this 3.0. Like, there's been a lot of like.
Oh, let me go double check. Go ahead. Keep talking. Brian and Liz 3.0.
Yeah. There's been a lot of different like versions of us, and there's been a lot that has come up throughout this process of things that like we personally want to work on. We've used this as like a refining season of, kind of taking stock of where we're at personally, like developmentally, and business wise and stuff. A lot of things, having as much going on as we have had going on has really like shined a spotlight on areas of, maybe weaker areas that we have personally or in our relationship or where we want to be better parents. Nothing glaring, but like it's been like highlighted, I think, throughout this process of what we need to work on.
I mean, I think there's been some glaring things, no doubt about it. Yeah. Like we've been trying to be is positive and whatever, but like when you get stressed out about finances or timelines or timetables or, trying to be in 3 places at once, I mean, we do a lot.
Yeah, and I don't think
really shows you who you are.
It really shows you who you are. It really shows you who you have around you too. I don't think that people in our personal life really know anything we've had going on in the last.
They don't care.
They don't care. And it's not their job to care, and it's not their job to relate. But like if somebody's not cheering for you, then well,
I think that's why we relate so much with you guys listening in. We relate with our friends, the guys in the Facebook Live, group on Link, because we're growing, we're spending money, we're reinvesting money, but we're spending money on the company. We're spending money on a shop. Somebody doesn't understand why you buy 10 grand of pallet racking, and I mean, conceptually they do, but like for us, we're like, this is our dream. This is our life. Like we can make this thing work for us,
Yeah.
And your friends or family maybe come by local that, are supportive, but they don't get it,
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, sure, dude. But you guys listening in, like you get it when you buy a $30, $40, $50,000 truck. You're like, this could be like our next big thing. Like we can make this thing work for us and grow. And then 2 guys quit. And then you like have to have your spouse to have your back to pump you back up that it's going to all work out, because we deal with the same crap that you guys do. Somebody not coming in or calling off or being slick. It's like, it's just if we don't.
There's some stuff with like our team too. Like we've talked about on here before. Like our guys are really freaking awesome, and like they've got our backs mostly. But there's some like ship tightening that needs. Whatever.
No doubt
like
about it.
We need to like batten down the hatches, because we intend to take this thing like super seriously in the next year or 2. And
put the seatbelts on.
Yeah, put your seatbelts on. Like it's big boy club, and we intend to have more team members come on. So there's things that we have to set straight, like vacation time, and just get like a actual structure. Like it's been a mob, and now we are refining those roles and stuff. And I think everybody that we have with us is with us for the long haul, and I hope they understand like what we're trying to achieve, because we're trying to really attach their goals to ours too. Like I want to know what our guys want from life. Like I want to make sure. That's the thing, is like as I get older, the more responsible I feel for the others that have attached themselves to like our boat. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure our guys are taken care of. I want to know that like our guys can go home at night and put good food in their kids' bellies. Like I want them buying organic, like nice, like stuff, Like we talked about health insurance. Like I really want to make sure that they live a good life, that their kids live a good life, that we're all winning together. And that's like, I'm becoming more and more passionate about that.
Yeah.
Especially after talking to Mark Bradley, man. He's like, yeah, my assistants used to make like, multi-million dollars, not multi-million dollars, but like, I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, can I be your assistant?
I'd be his
like,
assistant tomorrow, folks.
And, at first I was like, holy crap. Like, how does that even, but then I slowly got excited about like being able to provide that for other people too. That's pretty awesome.
We'll keep it probably a short and sweet episode today, because Emmy is sleeping. She's going to probably pop up any minute. But what's your thoughts about us 4 or 5 years ago? How big you were thinking, and then today with how big you think?
See, like this is where I get like, it makes me like emotional kind of, because I know that Brian and Liz 10 years ago would be so freaking proud of where we're at now. But Liz today is almost mad at Liz 10 years ago for not thinking bigger. Because like, as proud as I am of us, had we thought bigger 10 years ago, we would have been so much farther ahead. So much farther ahead. And like, I believe in us so much more now, knowing how much more we can do. Like, I am so sad for Liz 10 years ago for not thinking more of herself. For Brian for not thinking more of himself.
What frustrates you about that?
You know, you don't know. And we did come from really far back. And it makes me sad. Like, I'm so thankful that, like, this is our kids' baseline.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope by sharing stuff, like, we've kind of changed the way that, like, I'm sharing stuff on social media. And, like, I'm constantly thinking about, like, why am I sharing this? Like, why am I putting this out there? And I hope we're sharing stuff that helps Brian and Liz 10 years ago type people to not think of things like where we are now, but where Brian and Liz 10 plus years are just getting started. Like, I want you guys to have such bigger expectations for yourself. Not that we've made it or anything. Like, we are so piddly squat, like, in certain areas, but we've made it far enough where I know we can do better. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
That's what
You're
I'm asking.
looking at me with your mouth open. I don't know.
I'm just taking it in. I never get to have you on the show just because life is freaking crazy, and sometimes the podcasts are hand to mouth. Other times the YouTube videos are hand to mouth. Sometimes I don't post any YouTube videos for a week. Sometimes I have 5 videos that week. It's just
we're coming out of a season of chaos. It's a season of contained chaos,
and I don't like that. I don't operate well in that.
Neither of us have operated well out of it. We both are kind of control freaks. Like, we can
strive and survive in chaos.
Yeah, we can take the ground running, but it's not enjoyable. And not to say that things haven't been fun lately, but it's just, I'm very excited to get work. Like, when we get in the house, get organized, get systems in place. We've talked about hiring a few key people to help us just kind of keep everything between the lines, on the road while we're going. So, yeah.
No, I think Brian and Liz Fullerton 3.0 is probably what I'll title this podcast episode, because we've really sown and grown personally the last couple of years, and I think it's got us to where we're at today. I think the external, is always a reflection of the internal, and I think that the life we're walking into today is what we paid dues for and earned and sacrificed and purchased, the last couple of years. But now, you sit down here and you look at this, freaking beach coast.
I'm looking at a house, like,
all these homes.
1, 2 o'clock. Do you see that giant house?
This one right here getting built, or the one next to it on the corner?
No, the one next to it on the left. It's like that giant white house.
Look,
it's taller than
who owns that?
Dude, it is massive. That house is like as
it's gotta be $6 million bucks.
It more than that. It's huge. Somebody owns that. Like,
well, then those little
and that's
villas,
not even the house they probably live in.
Yeah, and those little villa ones over there are probably $2 million. The one next to the fourth level. There's 3 level beach homes, and this is a 4th level one. Yep. They got that pergola thing on top, and that thing's probably $8 million. I'm just thinking to myself, like, who owns this stuff? And then not that you want a beach house or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying? But, like, new levels, new devils. You get to here, you want to go there, and it's not like you're not satisfied or content or blah blah blah. It's just like, if you can do better, why not do more? Why not do better? Why not be as effective as possible?
Like the physical, like tangible things either. Like, we've gotten enough of, like, the toys and fun things.
No, there's still more toys I want.
Yeah?
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
Yeah, I want the Lambo replacement for the Huracan. I want the Porsche. I want a couple 4-wheelers and a Razor and a snowmobile. I want the toys, the trinkets, like, next 2 years. But I also want to, grow the company to $2, $5, $10 million. There's a lot of opportunity in our market. We're really having some great conversations with Mark Bradley lately and some other great folks. And I'm really excited about challenging ourselves to know better, do better. And it's like, I don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. I want to be a big fish in a big pond, or, even a medium-sized fish in a big pond. I don't need to be the biggest fish, I'll tell you that. But there's other great people out there, and I'm like, they're no better than us. We can do that too. They maybe were just more committed, more disciplined. Maybe they can stomach the pain a little bit more.
We've had a lot of talks about, like, what we're willing to get up to get, like, because we know what we've had to do the last 10 years, and, like, where we really, we lived in that freaking apartment for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would I be willing to do the new version of that now? And we talked about kind of like what that means for us, and, like, what are we willing to sacrifice right now to get to where we want to go? What are we not willing to sacrifice? Especially having the kids, like, time with them, I'm really not willing.
No.
Super to sacrifice. And we talked a lot about roles.
We also talked about we want to win for the kids.
And what we want them to...
did mommy and daddy talk a big game and have a $500,000 business, or did they grow something big?
Yeah.
And mommy and daddy, if you're so smart, why didn't you grow a $5-10 million company? or $50 million company? Those are real questions. Not that I give a crap what my kids think, but I do want to be their heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to be their hero. So
somebody's going to be. How shameful if you aren't.
No, I totally agree. So I don't know. This episode's a little all over the place.
Everywhere.
Mentally.
Yeah, that's kind of reflective of, I think, where we're at right now.
It is. It's been a season of chaos, and we've always stayed true north. I will never let us veer off of the goal, the game plan, and where we're at.
That is one thing.
We knew the season would suck.
I was thinking the other night, I couldn't fall asleep, and I was thinking about what have we done to get where we are, and kind of just you in general. And there's one thing about you that I really appreciate, and it's your level of consistency. I know the YouTube channel, we've kind of been putting out videos here and there, but look at this podcast. Have you ever missed a podcast? Really?
Not really. Thanks to Mr. Producer.
For how many years?
Whatever, a couple years, 3-4 years, whatever.
Okay. But that is that you do that in every area of our life. So I've kind of surrendered to that of okay, things are going to get better as long as we do X, Y, and Z. And then you allowing you to go and do that, because I get sick of doing certain things, the monotonous things. You don't. I don't understand.
Yeah, I have guys that are we're gonna cut the same lawns every day, every week, every year. I'm oh yeah. And I'm I love it. I'm I can't wait to get to lawn 39, at Wednesday at 2 p.m. at the exact same time. And they're
drives me freaking
I want to go prune or do landscaping.
I can't eat the same thing twice in a week.
I could literally eat the same meal 7 days a week.
I don't know how you do it. But that's the reason why we've gotten as far as we have. We're not necessarily smarter than anybody or know more people or better people or anything. You just keep doing what you say you're going to do, no matter how long it takes you to complete it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think getting around great people allows you to take...
That's the thing lately is I don't know what we did to deserve the people in our life, but I'm extremely grateful for those that we do have.
Oh, yeah. Well, and people that have been taken out of our life, quote unquote, switched out, not necessarily even by our doing, just there's a grand plan, I'm really, really excited about, Brian and Liz, if there was a 3.0, because when we met, we were 1.0s and we kind of forged 2.0. Well, yeah, mentally we're, zeros on the IQ price spectrum anyway. But a lot's changed. A lot's grown. I think we've become better together. I'm really excited that you're still on board and we're on the same Oregon Trail together. That's one thing that I've been telling you a lot, and I know you love hearing that, is adventure.
I really do love my biggest fear in life is not being in the adventure with you. That's one of the things that we've been talking a lot about is taking the business to the next level. How do we also stay together through that? Because a lot of the people that we've seen personally that have taken the business to the next level don't stay married.
Right.
There's some that have, and we have a list of people we want to, get dinner with and stuff to figure out how they did it.
And some of those people come together in the trades and all that, of course.
Yeah.
Which is the marriage conference we have in July. But I more specifically it's challenged you. I think I've been telling you, I'm you pick the Oregon Trail, bro. And then we're on it, and it's bumpy.
Okay,
and then you're eating steaks.
No,
you're shooting bears in the woods. You guys remember the old Oregon Trail? Liz had dysentery.
Yes, I caught dysentery 2 weeks ago when, what was happening?
Mental
The
dysentery.
shitter's full, Greg. Our poop thing was full. We had no water. The water was frozen. That was awful. There's a porta potty outside. And I'm not going to go into details, but you know what? Not our finest moments of life.
It's the funniest thing watching you waddle your ass all the way to the porta potty in 8 inches of snow. And you go, ba, 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 ba. And I'm
when we get in the house and people are oh, these YouTube millions, you guys don't deserve it. The fuck I didn't. Did you see me out in the snow?
When you got your porcelain toilet with your bidet and your UV light to sanitize it, and the heated seat on the main toilet, we went all out on our master bathroom toilet.
So glad this is on the episode.
We said we needed to get a wall that you got a sign next to that toilet, so you can say that you use that.
Guest of honor.
Yeah, you use that toilet.
That on the throne.
Because that toilet's going to be couple.
This is a beautiful.
I'm so
grand.
Glad
this is included in the.
No, we didn't go all out on a bunch of stuff, but we had a little knickknacks.
Brian's $15,000.
No. It wasn't even that much.
No, there was one there for that. I remember it played music.
Yeah, but there's no way we were gonna. Yeah, that thing was literally plated gold.
Anyways.
But it was funny watching it. I was just watching you go over and they're back and you're like, me. And I said, dude, you're on the Oregon Trail. You signed up for the adventure. I was you don't get to complain.
I signed up for the adventure. I did not sign up for the dysentery.
True. You signed up, but I said you went on the Oregon Trail and halfway through it was getting challenging. And I'm like, what did you expect? You signed up for the Oregon Trail. It's like getting on a roller coaster and you're getting pissed off that there's loop-de-loos and it's going fast. And I'm like, it's the Oregon Trail. If you wanted to be in the safe harbor, go get a little Swan rowboat at the Swan and Dolphin Resort in their little bay there.
That was pretty nice. As hard as it's been, though, I do love the adventure.
It's forging you to be a better person.
I guess, maybe.
Or relatable or humble yourself, honey.
Something.
Honey
People
buns.
see us in the airport with all of our kids and they're like, oh, wow, you're so brave.
That's
and
not
we're
humble.
like, I
That's
don't know
pity.
if we're brave or stupid.
That's pity.
Sometimes.
People are pitying us. So like, you guys have
Traveling with kids really isn't that bad.
4
I think
suitcases.
People make it out to be more than it is.
4 suitcases, 2 car seats.
Oh, yeah, that's
3
been
carry-on
interesting. What do you
bags.
people do when you have more than 2 kids in car seats at once during
That's why
travel?
they drive. They get a
That's why
Suburban and they drive.
Yeah.
The Almonds drive.
Can't handle that.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, we need a C-130 to start bringing our crap, a cargo plane at
Oh,
this
good
point.
thing we got the RV. Just,
We need to put it on like a pallet and then let them like shoot it out of the back of the airplane with a parachute. You know what I mean? We're just like cargo drops. It's like the safari. And we go get our Humvee. All right. Well, I think that's where we're going to just kind of...
got a baby waking up.
Baby's waking up. This is fun. We're laying in the sun. Folks, it's 60 degrees and sunny, and it's February 10th. I can't even believe that I'm able to see the sun like this. It's ridiculous. Shout out to all of Florida. Love you all. You're amazing. You have a great state. Keep it red and keep everybody fed. And just appreciate you guys, man, making all this happen down here. Look at the palm trees. When's the last time you've seen palm trees?
Last week.
Well, yeah, but other than that.
I know.
I freaking love palm trees. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to climb them. I don't like coconuts, but I'm like, that's a beautiful freaking tree.
There's something about I do. I am when
you're from the Midwest,
tree, I want a coconut drink.
Dude, for real. Yeah. When you're from the Midwest, you so appreciate coconut trees, coconut trees. Jesus, the palm trees.
I think coconut. There's some
Maybe it is a coconut
palm
tree.
trees grow on coconut, or some
I've got the
trees grow
lovely
coconuts.
bunch of coconuts.
Some trees grow pineapples, I think, and then some are bananas. Aren't they all palm trees?
They're probably a variation or something. I don't know. I don't know much about plant horticulture down here, but it is absolutely beautiful here, and it's nice to just sit on the balcony of this like white, like kind of sandstone villa thing that we rented here with a couple other the families here, and just relax. We got about 10 more days here. We're here for about
almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks.
Brian does leave to go on
I got an element trip next week for 2 days, and then with the guys.
Like a working vacation. Like it's like a working lunch. It's like a working vacation.
So. We're doing some element onboarding here. Brittany Almond's helping us out a little bit with that. We got some conference calls that I'm on. I got link live streams. I got coaching calls on Thursday. So it's like a workcation.
Yeah.
But we're hanging out and just enjoying the 50-degree weather instead of back at home, which has 20-degree weather. And 3 to 5 inches of snow coming on Thursday, Friday. So that being said, appreciate you guys listening in. As always, we can't thank you guys enough for the love, the support, and hopefully you guys are in the same boat, man. Hopefully you guys are out there growing, changing, and making it happen for yourselves. Appreciate you guys with the flexibility of chilling poolside. We got the kids all down there just having a ball. And it's always cool to hear kids laughing and having a good time, Liz. That's always fun. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Love you. And we'll catch up with you guys here on the next episode.
Bye.
The off-season is not a time for hibernation, but an opportunity for strategic planning and productivity. By setting clear goals, optimizing operations, investing in your team, enhancing back-end processes, and joining a supportive community, you can lay the groundwork for a successful and profitable 2024 season. With a Launchpreneur Academy Link membership, you can actually engage with other industry professionals, access valuable resources, and even find mentors who can provide fresh perspectives and ideas for your business. Learning from others' experiences is a powerful way to navigate challenges and foster growth. Get started today with your Link membership at launchpreneuracademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.